everybody's ready to watch the game.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond the Gate with Dustman and Nate. I'm Dustman, and to bring you another exciting episode, my dog Nate.
What's up, everybody? Nate here, and on this episode, we've got Eli on. He's a new RIPT rider here. He's super cool. We're gonna get to know all about him, how he started, how he's going, and what brought him to the RIPT team, and what all kinds of things he's looking forward to.
Cool. All right. We can probably just go ahead into it. So we'll just start off with the bio.
All right, cool.
All right, so let's start off with our pretty much our main thing. What's your name?
Elijah
What's your full name?
Adams.
Adams. Okay, there you go. Just for the camera.
Yeah.
And then obviously he's gonna be riding for RIPT. But who did you ride for before you rode with us?
I rode for Freeport
Freeport BMX.
most of the year.
Yeah. Okay. So Freeport BMX was his.
Yeah. And how long did you ride for them for?
Probably I don't know, what, 5, 6, 7 months, somewhere around there.
I don't know. Right on, yeah.
Yeah. And then what is your hometown? Where are you out?
Candlewick.
Candlewick? Poplar Grove?
Yeah.
And that's in Illinois as well.
Yeah. What class you racing?
Right now 12X. I only got to race it once.
Once?
This year.
12
Yeah.
expert.
And how long you been riding?
This is my first year.
Yeah, it's the first year and already in the expert class. It means moved up, got all the 20 novice wins, all the 20 inner wins, right?
It's 10 novice.
It's 10 novice wins?
Yeah, 20
Okay.
inner.
20 inner wins, all right.
So 30 wins
Yep.
in 1 year.
30 wins in a season and then moved on up to X. And how you liking doing racing X?
It's pretty fun. It's a little tighter, but
Yeah.
it's not that much better.
You've already got a win in that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's already got a win in expert class.
Crazy fast kid. Haven't seen a lot of kids start off and build their skills as fast as this kid's doing.
Right. So we're definitely going to learn about all this.
He's a great addition to the RIPT team too.
Yeah, for sure. So what got you into biking when you started?
Well, at first I wanted to race dirt bikes, and then my parents were like, no, and I was like, all right. And then Tim, my stepdad, actually, he used to race, and he was like, oh, why don't you try that? And I actually got my bike from a pawn shop in 2015.
Really?
Yeah, just to ride, just because I needed a bike, and then I was like, oh, well, I have a BMX bike, and then I just got it, and then yeah.
What kind of bike was it?
It's a red line.
It was a red line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still ride it.
Yeah.
Right
Was it mainly stock too, or was it have
it
pretty
was
good stuff?
It
Yeah.
was mainly stock, and
Yeah.
then I used Christmas and birthday money to get
Right
parts
on.
on it.
Yeah.
Same kind of bike I started out racing on was a red line, stock red line.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was actually on a 50-pound Huffy.
Yep.
And I actually, the way I had to get on it, one of my dad's friends showed me how to get on it. I had to put my one foot on the chain ring, and then whip my other leg over so that way I could get up on it, because it was way too big.
Yeah.
And for me to get off of it, I had to stop somewhere where I was able to fall over. So if I could fall over good, I was
Yeah, I'll stop in the grass.
yeah. So
Call it good.
first bikes are definitely something that you gotta remember. That's a good story for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So where did you first start racing at then?
Rockford.
Yeah. Do you remember your first race?
I do.
Yeah, how'd it go? Tell us about what were you thinking about?
Dude, I the first couple of races that I had were weird. I think it was the first 3, because I couldn't remember anything. I was just going.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really can't really think about anything.
Right.
Yep.
Now when I ride, it's I can make decisions as I'm racing, but then I just I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah, it's still just it clicks and it's your mind goes blank and you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won my 4th.
Fourth race?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
So then after that first win, it just started coming along, huh?
Yeah, I got 10 in a row after the first one, and then I got spanked I moved up in the 3rd day of a double points
Mhm.
thing, and I remember it was real rainy that weekend, and on the third day I moved up to inner, and I won my motos and stuff, but I took the turns too high in the main.
Yeah.
I got
happens.
third.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Happens.
especially in your first year, you're learning. You
Yeah.
know, so
We got a guy that can straighten that out real quick though.
for sure.
So, how long after you started? You said it was a streak. So that's 10 in a row to turn novice from novice to inner.
Yeah.
So, how long did it take you to turn inner to X?
That took me a little longer because I think I would have gotten there like a lot quicker, but I got bumped quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like it was probably every other race that I got bumped, and I had to race Levi for a while, and he kind of whooped me up for like a month. But then I started winning against him, and then as soon as that started happening, as soon as I started to like get a little better, he moved.
Right.
And so I definitely miss having competition with him. 'Cause it was
Definitely, I
like-
can see that.
but then after he left, it was just clicking him off.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Right on.
So what was the main thing that got you, going so quickly how you did?
Yeah.
What was like the thing that just was it natural or did you practice a lot?
Yeah, I mean, it was just wanting to be good because
Mhm.
I really just I didn't really care about I just wanted to have people be like, oh, he's fast,
Right.
and so I trained a lot, and then I still don't really know if it was just natural.
Yeah.
I think some of it
It
might
looks
be.
natural.
Yeah,
looks
it
pretty
definitely
natural.
does.
And
Yeah, for sure.
it was a lot of just going for it.
Yeah.
It's like
Being
learning-
ballsy and having to get in those situations and dive on it.
yeah, like jumps and stuff.
Right on.
It's had no idea what I was doing, just close my eyes and
Open.
go for it.
That's
Right on.
good. That's good. That's how you get really fast. That's how I am. I mean, when I get into the corners and I see a position that I think that I can get, or maybe possibly just might be able to get, I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
You just gotta send it because that's how champions are made.
Definitely,
For
definitely.
sure.
Yeah.
So you are still on the same bike then, huh? The same first
Yeah.
bike.
Yeah, that's crazy. Not a lot of people make it all the way to X and are still racing that first bike.
No.
No, it's
Definitely not.
really out of the ordinary. You get someone turning X in an entire season too,
Yeah,
like an
right.
outdoor season.
Right.
I was still planning on running that bike next year, and I was like, you guys came along, and I was like, yes!
Yeah.
I have an excuse to get a new frame.
Yeah, for
Right
sure,
on,
for
hell
sure,
yeah.
for sure. And we'll get him on a T-bone frame.
Yep.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
sure we'll get him on one of those with some other better parts. I mean, he's got a really good bike, but
Yeah.
we'll get a few other things.
Just some sponsors that like their names on some things. So this
Oh,
kid's
yeah.
flying through the air doing crazy good stuff.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. And that's that's one of the reasons why we picked him up because we noticed a lot of good from him. So
Yeah. And so you said you from your desire to want to be good stuff, made you want to train. What kind of training are you trying to do?
Well, I still do. I do a lot of running, and I think my least favorite part of it is doing hill sprints. I like
Yeah.
a real big hill at my house and go at the very bottom and just go as fast as you can all the way up to the top. And then just other, sprints and deadlifts and stuff like that.
yeah,
Right on. I was just curious, you being a younger guy, I was like, what kind of training are you already trying to do? And
Yeah.
that's cool because that definitely shows that he wants that progression. You don't see a lot of younger guys like yourself, looking for that kind of training stuff. It's kind of cool seeing that. It's definitely going to help him, and that drive's going to carry through.
yeah. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I did not even know that people trained for BMX. I had no clue until maybe about 5 years ago. And not even then. I didn't start working out until I got on real time BMX. You know, so if I would have worked out and did what everybody else does, man.
Yeah.
Shoo.
Honestly, I've had the same thoughts too. Man, if I got on that kind of training regimen, did something when I was younger, that'd be cool.
Yeah, for
That is
sure.
awesome. And it's
yeah.
awesome that we get to help guide it because it's he doesn't know. You don't know what you're doing for training. You're just winging it mostly, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
And it's like
But I mean, it's working. So it's like,
clearly working.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
we've been like you've been training for 5 years. I've been also trying to do some stuff too. So it's like we could also like give you what we're doing too, and
Yeah.
like that'll all help.
I'm trying to go decently hard over the off season because
Right
there's
on.
not a lot of people. I don't think anyway are gonna train like through the whole off season. So it's like could get pretty good and
Mhm.
strong before this next season starts.
It's definitely possible. That's 100% a thing.
Yeah, for sure. I knew about it for 5 years. I ain't trained for 5 years. The first few years, I was like, man, they're crazy. They're lifting weights. I'm riding my bike, man. But yeah, I probably worked out for maybe 3 years.
Right on, yeah.
But I mean, I figured, like, cause see, for me, I thought like,
Training was
riding my
riding.
bike, right? I thought riding my bike was working out. I'm like,
Yeah, right.
I'm built and I'm like, I'm cut, just
Yeah,
for riding
I'm
my
doing
bike.
fine, I'm doing
right?
fine.
Yeah. Apparently, I guess not enough.
Yeah, yeah.
So like,
There's some horses out there that are insane,
you do. But I guess.
and you're gonna meet them all on the national circuit next year.
Oh,
More than
yeah.
likely.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. You'll definitely see him next year in the nationals, and you will see him contending for that front.
Yeah,
that front
he's
spot.
gnarly rider for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, let's see. You also go out and ride trails, right? And that's like one of your training things too.
Well, okay, so I think a lot of like just like my friends and stuff think that I ride like a lot more than I actually do because like I only get to go out there and ride jumps and stuff
Mhm.
every other weekend
Yeah.
because I'm with my dad. My mom and stepdad don't. Well, they got dogs and other stuff they got to do at home, and it's also a lot further away.
Right.
My dad lives like 5 minutes away from the track, so he's pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Right on.
And
Yeah.
He
yeah,
seems super
but-
supportive.
yeah, he is. He's like if something happens or if there's like he's usually like say like
Sweet.
destroy a wheel or something, he'd be pretty good about
Right on. That's awesome.
supporters.
It's always good having the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So, even though you only get out to the trails a few times, I'm saying like I've noticed that, like you said earlier, you just send it. So how much do you think that riding the trails helped you at the BMX track?
Quite a bit actually. I think that it kind of showed me how to just like, cause like before that I rode some jumps, but like I didn't really know how to
Mhm.
build jumps. So, I definitely my whips. That's the
Your
thing.
whips for
They
sure.
were better. They got a lot better after I started going to the trails, and
Right on.
they kind of taught me to just it's like send it really hard, and it's like most of the time it works out, and like when it does, which is like most of the time, like it's worth it.
Right.
Like doing a new jump and you crash, it's like whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and see, and that's probably one of the things that most people don't understand and don't think about. Is you learn probably more on your first jump attempt on anything than you do anything else,
Yeah.
because you don't know what's going to happen. So pretty much you're just reacting and you're doing nothing but learning. That's all you're doing. You're learning how it's going to shoot you.
You're like, all right, hold up, hold up.
Yeah, right. So you got to literally react to how you're in the air, how it's going to shoot you. You could be nose forward, like, what are we going to do now?
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
All right,
like-
next time, lean back.
Yeah, so like
Oh.
when you're landing your jumps, like and sideways or anything, you're learning a lot.
Yeah.
Bike control.
A lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Funny thing, the first time I ever rode the medium line, because there's like the small and then the medium. and
Yep,
there's
yep.
big. My first time ever going for the first one, I did the whole line up until the turn. The first time I just hit one and I just kept going.
Yeah,
Right
for
on.
sure. And that's another thing that I tell like newer riders too. Like when they're going down there, if you hit the first one and you feel good, you might as well go for the second one.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
But see, not a lot of people do that. Most people, they want to look at the jump for 20
Hey,
minutes.
I know that guy. I'm that guy.
Right, they want to look at the jump for 20 minutes and maybe it's going to grow a little closer together. And
The water doesn't wait the longer. The water
Right.
doesn't get warmer the longer you wait to jump in.
yeah.
Or the water gets colder? Which one is it again?
I don't know. But for me, I just, it's like like I just go.
Yep.
Like even when we went down to Florida and we went to Cape Coral, like that was one of the first things I did. Like I got on the track, I went around and I just eyeballed that thing. Like let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, how bad could it be? It's like you're not gonna die. It's like
Right.
And just break collarbone.
Yeah, and you just gotta send it. See, like I said, you're gonna learn more off that first one, and like he did it, and you once you do it that first time, then you know, okay, now I gotta do this, or I gotta correct this, or pedal a little harder. You know?
Yeah, a lot of people get really sketched out about like crashing. Like, what crash? What if you crash? It's like BMX.
Speaking of crashing,
you're gonna crash.
Have you had any gnarly ones?
Yeah. I haven't had like any broken bones yet. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna happen at some point, which is fine.
Yeah.
I actually crash a lot.
That's the way you gotta learn. You see, you fall when you're little and you bounce like him. Not when you get older.
I'd say probably at least one that like really rings my bell. Probably at least once a week. But other than that, more times than not every day.
Yeah.
Like it's like whatever though. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, once you get to like your certain age, it'll start being a little bit farther in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't never stop crashing, but it will get.
You don't stop crashing.
It will start distancing, but the thing about that is, they're gonna be a lot harder every time you crash.
Yeah.
You know, like
I found that.
You know that now,
right? Because like when you're like say like building the jumps in the woods, like I don't know how big the jumps like Kennewick Woods were, right? Like little like 8-foot tables or stuff, and I was like, cool. Falling on that because it's a short jump in like the middle of the woods.
Yeah,
that's okay. Like that hurts, but you're right. I took that and then went to that triple and then blew myself up.
Right,
and it's like hopefully when it translates better. Hopefully next time.
Like once you get to a certain speed, that's when it starts hurting.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because like I'd say about 15, actually probably about 14-year-olds are about when it starts getting to hurting.
Yeah, it's like when they go down, it's like, are they getting up?
Yeah, because 14-year-olds are when it starts getting to that point where they're just like, all right,
sending it. Also, they're hitting pro sets.
And they're flying. They got that speed where they're starting to hit that they're starting to turn into a man.
Yeah, right.
Like more of a man, and they're getting that muscle going, and I think that you're still bouncing. Luckily, you're flying still too.
100%.
Definitely glad that it's like I can go out there and like not really have to worry about it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, if I crash, I'm fine. You lay there for a second and get back up.
Yeah.
You missed school for 2 weeks, or you missed school for a couple weeks. I gotta miss work, man.
Yeah.
That's a great thing about it, though. It lets you learn a lot faster too. You can take those risks and do all of that.
Yeah, or you get to go to school and use the elevator. Nobody else does. That's true. I did that quite a few times. So now we've got like the big crash story out of the way. So if like one of your friends at school was like, "Hey, what do you do?" and you said BMX, like, what is this like BMX racing story you tell them about your racing and stuff?
I just be like, well, they're like, you race BMX? Most of the time is it like motocross? I'm like, kind of like on bikes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, yeah.
Do you do jumps?
That's
what they say.
Do you
normally I hit them with I just throw fat whips. Like,
fair. Fair.
Right.
But like racing stories. Like if they were like, what's racing like? If they were like if I was like to like tell them about a race, like tell us about a race, like a good one, like that you would tell like your friends about.
Probably, probably some of my ones with Levi. There was
Well, talk us through a couple. Talk us through one.
I don't remember the first time I ever raced him. I like had no idea how to take corners, and I was like taking him high all day, and I was a little faster. I had a better first straight, and so like I was doing fine when I was taking him high, but then I started to take him low, because he said something about it. He was like, "Oh, I'll just get you under the corner." I'm like, "Oh, I'll just go low," but in the main, I got him in the open, and then in the main, I was like second turn, and I took it way too high, and he like slid under, and then like I didn't back off, and I just kept like driving at him, and we were like bumping elbows like up to the first jump, and then I knew one of us was gonna get sent, and it happened to be me. So like, one of my legs stayed down, and my bike like flew up, and I like front flipped down the landing. It was pretty funny.
That's wild. That sounds wild.
You want to know one of the wildest things that ever happened to me in a race?
What happened?
All right, I was in Tennessee, and it was Nashville, and I was in total points for some reason on my cruiser, and it was second go around, and I was in second place fighting for first with Stacy Eden, right? And we're going down third straightaway, and I'm like right behind him, and all of a sudden this bird swoops down, and literally he hits this bird. Yeah, he hit the bird, bro.
It's the bird.
Yes, and the bird went like bouncing and then flew off. Like I'm behind him, like like I couldn't even battle for the first place no more. Like I was laughing, dude.
Like yeah, this has to be so insane to just witness.
Yeah, dude.
Like
yes, like I'm trying my butt off, but I'm right behind him, and all of a sudden this bird comes down, and like he's manualing, and just bam, he didn't even like run it over, like he hit it with a manual, boom, and the bird like boom, and then flies off, and I'm like going around the last corner, like
what? What?
I couldn't even believe it.
That's insane.
Could not even believe it. And that was like, I want to say that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think my best race I've ever had was, again with Levi, and like I was behind because he double manualed in first straight, and that like put me behind him, and then we, like it was probably one of the coolest things I've done because there was a decent gap, and I had the most perfect last straight because like at that time I knew how to manual, but like not a lot of the track, and that was the first time I've ever manualed all of last straight,
right?
And I just decided to go for it because like why not? And I got them all three perfect, and I passed them. And it was a little bit of a cheeky pass, but it worked.
Right. And Levi Lakota is good, man.
He's a fast kid.
Yeah, he's been on the circuit for a while. Even when I was younger, well, not necessarily younger, but when he was
younger, when he was a little guy.
Yeah,
we had him on the show.
Yeah, he's like about 5 or 6 when he started. So he was he's been around a while. So
100%.
So also like you say, like you go down the trails. Do you do anything else like street ride or do a park or anything like that?
I was thinking about maybe starting into riding park and stuff like that, but I go around and sometimes mess around, but there's not really much to ride in Candlewick.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's true. I was just saying, I grew up in Poplar Grove, which is like the Candlewick is like the subdivision on the outside of Poplar Grove.
Yeah.
There's some stuff you can ride in Poplar Grove, I promise.
Yeah.
You end up it's a far ride, but that's some training. That's the training block for the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That used to be Justin Walwicki's trainer riding out to Poplar Grove to ride some bikes with me. We do a bunch of like street ride and ride all day.
Yeah. Man, for me, it was anything. If I had anything to ride, it didn't matter. Like street riding, anything.
Yeah.
I remember one time we made a big old quarter pipe out of pallets.
Right on.
Yeah, like it was just we had like a ton of pallets, and like we made like steps, and then made it go up, and it was like a quarter pipe, but it was huge. It was fun. For sure.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, so what about expert? So how did it go when you turned expert? You ended up. You said you got first place. How was it when you just jumped in there?
It was like, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was like, it was a little bit more tight racing, but other than them just being a little closer.
Were you more nervous?
Yeah.
All right.
So with all that being said, like we've talked about a lot. You have anyone you'd like to thank?
My parents.
Yeah.
Tim and Mom and my dad. They've been like really supportive, and like they just, I don't know, like normally I'm like, hey, can you drive me somewhere? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. They're not like always super stoked to like go and like drive me places and spend a bunch of money, but they'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
appreciative for parents.
Yeah.
Parents are awesome. They help bring you everywhere.
Yeah, and we appreciate you guys as well. Get him to where he is, and
definitely.
that's how you get good. You just
Definitely.
ride. So
100%.
that's a tip right there, guys.
The more you're on your bike, the more you're better. The more you can get better.
For sure.
Well,
And with that, I mean, we would like to thank a whole bunch of people. We'd like to thank you for coming on the team and on the show. We'll get a couple more of our riders here, obviously.
yep. And we're gonna even pull in some more like pros, some retired pros. We'll see what we got in the cards.
Yeah. We'll definitely be getting a good hot lineup coming up here pretty soon. And then we also have right here, cutting off his head right there, Gate 9, Beyond the Gate, Die Job, Pro Experience, Pro Gate, T-Bone, RIPT Clinics,
Mega Design Group.
yes, products of EBB. I think that's it. We appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you later.
Till next time. See y'all.
Riders ready to watch the game.